Okay, hi guys. I'm back again with the katana with the new system gearbox. And today I'm going to be showing you how to adjust the FPS, well, downgrade the FPS of the gun. Basically, my problem was the red cylinder, which is supposed to fire at 370, was firing at 370 FPS, but the sight limit's 350. So I had to take down to 220 FPS. However, these are designed so you don't tamper with them, because they're designed to be interchangeable just as a fixed unit. So you're not like the conventional gearbox where you do change the springs. These are designed so you can't change the springs. They're a sealed unit, but as you can see, I've unsealed it. So to open it, all you need is a little tool to go into these holes. Just like a VSR-10 or any sniper cylinder. That's how you remove the cylinder head on any of the guns. You could use a VSR-10 cylinder head tool, which is basically what I used. I used one that I made myself, just with a little additive addition. This is just a block of brass. It's just a little jig I made, block of brass, with two holes in it, which I put nails through, pins. And I can twist it, put a little screwdriver in here, and you can twist it. It's dead simple to make. However, for this, the holes are a bit too close together, so you're just going to have to use screwdrivers or something that has a bit of play, so you can just squeeze them slightly to fit into the holes. Basically, what you need to do is, if I just set this, this part goes in here with the spring, like that, and then that goes in there, and then the back just screws on like that. All you do is you take your little tool, line it up with the holes, push it in, and then you can just unscrew the back. It's dead simple. And then you can move your spring. I'll put that one aside. Now, you could buy a new spring. However, it's just easier just cutting it down if you want to downgrade the FPS. Just cut the spring down. You can do a calculation. Because I do A-level physics, I know this. There's an equation for calculating, well, it's Hooke's law. Is it Hooke's law? Yeah, it is Hooke's law. Which determines how much your spring will compress under a certain load. You can just adjust the equation a bit, and you can basically, from the FPS that you know the gun is already, you can then it's complicated, but if you want to know, just comment and I'll tell you how to work it out. It basically allows you to cut the spring down precisely so that you can adjust it within a couple FPS of what you want, rather than guessing and having to put the gun back together and test it again and so on. So in order to cut down the spring, I've already cut this down a little bit, but it's still firing a bit too high. My calculations, I have to admit, were wrong. I didn't measure the exact amount that it's going to compress by, which I got wrong. But if you did that correctly, you would be able to calculate it. I'm only off by like 2 FPS, but it's over 350. So it needs to go lower. There are a number of ways of cutting down the spring. You can use a hacksaw. You could use bolt cutters. But what I'm going to use, which is the best way of using it, is a offhand grinder. So I'm just going to take off another ½ centimeter, which I reckon should get it pretty close. I haven't done any calculations, so I'm probably wrong, but I reckon it's close enough. So what you want to do, you want to turn the grinding wheel on. I'm just going to get some goggles on quickly because, you know, YouTube and safety. So want some protective goggles. This is probably the most dangerous thing you could do. Try and grind down the spring one-handed. So what you want to do basically is just grind it off a bit. So that's about half a centimetre there. And once it's through about halfway, you should just be able to, because it's high carbon steel, you should just be able to snap it off in a vise. I say should. I can't really do it one-handed. As you can see. And then once you snap that off, just take it back to the grinding wheel and deburr it basically. Just to get rid of all those sharp edges. Okay, now that we've done that, we should just be able to put it back in the gun, and fingers crossed it should be round about the right FPS. My guess is it's going to be a little bit over. But yeah, we'll find out in a minute. Okay, so now I've put the spring back in. I've just chromed it, and the first shot came out at 344. Okay, that seems to be pretty accurate. Since it's staying at 344.9, I'm just going to test that my chronograph is actually working. I'm just going to use another gun just to make sure everything's okay. Yep, everything seems to be okay. That was my sniper, by the way. It used to be about 600 FPS, but it's gone down by a considerable amount. So that's a bit better. So it's around about the 300 range, which is about where I wanted it. Personally, I would have wanted it a little bit higher, but it's good enough. I have got a lower voltage battery in it, which can adjust the affect the FPS a little bit. So there you go. That's how to adjust the FPS of the katana. Yeah, I hope that if you're worried about using it airsoft because it's too high FPS, now you know how to adjust it, downgrade it. So yeah, I hope that kind of helped a little bit. Thanks for watching. If you want any equations to calculate how much to cut down the springs by, yeah, just ask. Thanks.